Hello and welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today I'm going to take you along with me on my spring book haul. Let's do this. Oh, you guys, I have a problem, and it's a book buying problem. Some people love buying shoes. Some people love buying, jewelry. Whatever the case may be, my case is I love buying some books. So I have 4 videos that are featured here on La Rosa Reads that covers most of my book haul, most of my book hauling from the spring. Those 4 videos include my Barnes & Noble book haul, my New York City book haul, my favorite local indie bookstore video, and my video about the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books. So as a way of not being redundant on this channel, I'm only going to feature the 7 books that have not been mentioned previously on my channel before, in addition to all of those videos that pretty much sums up my book hauling for the spring months. So I'm going to start off with this book that was recommended by Krista over at Books and Jams, and it is Gentle and Lowly, The Heart of Christ for Sinners and Sufferers. This is Krista's book that is being featured for her June read-along, and I am so honored to be a part of that read-along experience. And this is a book that is kind of getting me back into the swing of things, of one genre that I've kind of neglected over the years, and it's Christian book reading. I used to read a lot of Christian nonfiction as well as Christian fiction books, and I'm so excited that this is the book that's going to get me back into that genre. Next up, we have the Diverse Spines Book Club selection for June, and it is Half Blown Rose by Lisa Cross Smith. I have not read her previous novel, This Close to Okay, and I'm super excited to read this one because the synopsis sounds delicious. So, Vincent, having grown up as the privileged daughter of artists, has a lovely life in many ways. At 44, which is close to my age, she enjoys strolling the streets of Paris and teaching at the Modern Art Museum. She has a vibrant group of friends, and she's even caught the eye of a young, charismatic man named Lupe, I think. I may be mispronouncing his name. But Vincent is also in Paris to escape a painful betrayal. Her husband, Cillian, has published a best-selling book divulging secrets about their marriage and his own past. What? Hinting that when he was a teenager, he may have had a child with a young woman back in Dublin before he moved to California and never returned. So now, she's estranged from her husband, and she has agreed to see Cillian again at their son's wedding the following summer. But the other dude is bringing on some new complications to this adventure. And soon they begin an intense affair. I don't know, I'm confused who. Like, is it the new dude or is it the old dude? Whatever, somebody's having an affair. And somewhere between dinners made together, cigarettes smoked in the moonlight, hazy evenings in nightclubs, and long starry walks along somewhere, Vincent feels herself loosening and blossoming. This 44-year-old woman is loosening and blossoming. Sounds a little bit like how Stella got her groove back, and I am here for it. Some of you may be sick of seeing this book. Some of you may smile, a big smile when seeing this book, and it is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I have not read an Emily Henry book yet, but this will be my first one. I'm excited about it. I feel like there's nothing else left to say about this book because everybody and their mama is talking about this book. Emily Henry is the author of People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. Yeah, I mean, this looks like the trope is like enemies to lovers kind of vibe. They're both working in the publishing industry, the book publishing industry. Okay, that is all I'm going to say about that. We shall see if this is a winner, because some people are saying it's a winner. Most people are saying it's a winner. And there are some that are kind of like giving it a thumbs down. I am curious about what I will think, so stay tuned. My daughters have given me the graphic novel Buzz. And 2 summers ago, I read a book called The New Kid. It's a graphic novel by Jerry Craft. And this is the follow-up to that novel, and it's titled Class Act. This is a part of the in-person book club that I am a part of, but have yet to actually meet with in person because life has happened to me every single month. Something has prevented me from hanging out with these fabulous readers. However, I'm a month behind on reading this book, but I am really committed to this book club and I want to read every selection that is selected by the book club. And this is really different for our book club to select a graphic novel. And it says, when school gets real, you can still show the world you're a class act. So we were dealing with a young Black boy who was from the inner city, and the new kid. He was given the opportunity to attend an independent school. And of course, that's a predominantly white institution. And he found himself at the crossroads of trying to stay true to his urban roots with his friends, his neighborhood friends, while also finding his way and finding himself and finding his tribe at this new school. So here we have 8th grader Drew Ellis is no stranger to the saying, you have to work twice as hard to be just as good. His grandmother has told him that his entire life, but lately he's been wondering, even if he works 10 times as hard, will he ever have the same opportunities that his privileged classmates at the prestigious Riverdale Academy Day School take for granted? To make matters worse, Drew begins to feel as if his good friend Liam might be one of those privileged kids. He wants to pretend like everything is fine, but it's hard not to withdraw. And even their mutual friend Jordan doesn't know how to keep the group together. So if I'm remembering correctly, Jordan was the main character in the previous book, I think. I feel strongly that he was. And so this is one of the side characters that gets their feature. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait to read this graphic novel. I am finding that graphic novels are my jam. So here we go. So a while back, Olive and I ventured to Barnes & Noble, and I think that was actually the first time that I met Olive from a book Olive in person. And while I was with her, I purchased 3 books, Unprotected by Billy Porter, and these 2 that I have not really given a spotlight to on my channel. The first one being Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future. So I have to admit to you guys that while I'm the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, environmental justice is one of those areas of DEI work that I'm not as involved in on a personal level, yet I have a lot of students who are so deeply committed to environmental justice, and they actually have inspired me and pushed me to explore this topic, to learn more about it, and find ways that I can be an active part of making our planet a safer, more environmentally friendly space for all. And this is a book that I think will help me on that journey. The basic idea, the premise, the thought, the big concept here is that we as human beings have just turned this environment upside down. Yet what could possibly save our planet are some of the man-made things that we have to construct to preserve this earth. So I find that to be ironic and a fascinating idea, a fascinating reality that we're facing, and I'm looking forward to reading this book. The next book that I purchased while hanging out with Olive back in March, so that was a while ago, is There She Was, The Secret History of Miss America. I am excited about this book because a little bit about your girl, Denise LaRosa here on LaRosa Reads. I used to compete in pageants, and I was in the Miss America system. Back in 2001, I believe, I competed in a local Miss America pageant that took me on to Miss West Virginia. I did not become Miss West Virginia. If I did, I would have been the first Black Miss West Virginia. That didn't happen, and that's okay, because my main purpose of competing in the pageants was to earn scholarship money, and I definitely can say mission accomplished. I was able to earn several scholarships, including the Academic Excellence Scholarship. I had the highest GPA out of all the contestants in the Miss West Virginia pageant that year in 2001. I think I'm prouder of that than I am, or than I would have been of the fact of becoming Miss West Virginia. Did that make sense? I don't know, I'm rambling. The point is, I was pretty darn proud of my GPA. So learning about the history of the Miss America pageant, I am really excited to see if I learn anything new from this book, because being in the Miss America system, we learned a lot about the history of the pageant, and we had to sing the song. I actually know the entire song, and I'm really curious because this is a pageant that did not give opportunities to women of color for quite a while. And then we had the infamous Miss America situation of Vanessa Williams, who I have to say was my favorite Miss America ever. And, you know, she had to give up her crown over a controversy. I'm curious to see if that's in this book. And I am here for it. I can't wait to learn more and share it with all of you guys. If you're intrigued by pageants, I feel like they're kind of, maybe it's because of my own life journey. I'm not really into them. I don't even watch them that much anymore. But I feel like I'm wondering how relevant they are today compared to how relevant they were even 20 years ago. So let me know what your thoughts are about pageants. If you're for them, against them, don't care, have competed in them. I'm curious. So holla at your girl. And finally, we have a book that my daughter purchased, but I'm definitely going to read as well. And it is Blended by Sharon M. Draper. This is a book that Gianna has to read as a part of her required summer reading going into 5th grade. And I'm digging it. I actually had a student who is currently in the 5th grade going on to 6th grade whom grabbed me in the hallway, and these are the moments that a teacher lives for, and said to me, Dr. LaRosa, I have read this book and it reminds me of you and all that you have been teaching us about equity and inclusion and, you know, embracing diversity and getting to know each other and being empathetic towards one another. And I would love for you to read it. And so she let me she lent me her copy of the book, and it was a well-worn book. It was like a sign that this student was doing her thing reading this book. And so I'm excited that we actually own a copy here. And so we have this daughter, this young woman who is biracial, and her parents are going through a divorce while also falling in love with other people. And so this girl is grappling with coming of age, as well as these relationships that her parents are having with new people, including a potential stepbrother. And I am excited. I just have a feeling this is going to be phenomenal. Even here, this quote from the school library journal says this is Draper at her best. I haven't read any other Draper books. So I am excited to let you guys know what we think about it. I have a feeling this is going to be What Are the LaRosa Girls Reading material for an episode with the girls. So stay tuned. All right, that concludes my spring book haul. It probably would have been a 3-parter if it wasn't for all those other videos that I featured my recent purchases in. So I'm thankful that I was able to do this season's book haul in one video. Let me know what books you picked up in the spring months, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.